Welcome to the Health Rant of the Week, episode 29. Hi, my name is Alejandro Flores, certified fitness and nutrition coach with Altus Fitness. Today's episode is called How Much Are You Worth? Okay. And the reason I got motivated to do this video is because we've been talking about, family and couples dynamics and my wife and I, talking about our friends and all that. We started thinking how in this day and age it is so easy to get people convinced that what they're worth is based on someone else's appreciation. All right. For one, I'm going to be talking about I'm going to be talking about the financial health because let's face it, you need to be financially healthy in order to be fully healthy, right? So there's a spiritual dimension, as you've seen in my videos. I think it's video number 15 or something like that. So there's the dimensions of health. So you have your physical health, your spiritual health, and your psychological and emotional. But there's also the financial health, all right? So financial health is part of the psychological and emotional portion of things, but it requires for you to have that trilogy, that very solid foundation in order for you to truly healthy. And when, of course, when we talk about the physical aspect of things, then we talk about the nutrition, hydration, stress management, all those aspects, okay? Physical activity and so on. So, but the one thing that is, and then I'm going to tie it in a little bit with the emotional part, all right? So, of things like these days, for reasons that you already know, we're subject to so much stress. The stress of you potentially contracting something that it's in the air, that you have very little, or you think you have very little saying on, the stress of people losing their jobs, the stress of not being able to provide for families or for your family, the stress of, what's next, the stress of how's this going to be, is it going to become part of the new normal, which is a term that I actually hate because there's no such thing as new normal. Normal is normal, and what's not normal, even if it's common, it's not normal. All right. But most importantly, these days, there are some factors out there that you may not be aware of that don't have an interest whatsoever in you being a 100% wholly, healthy person. So what they want is that you are a trustworthy consumer. All right. So in order for that, you have to be drawn to specific products and services. You need to have the financial distress in order for you to be part of that rat race, as Robert Kiyosaki calls it. You need to be convinced that basically your life as is all there is. Okay, so it's just your job, your mischievous kids, your problems with your wife, poor health, you gaining weight, you having poor, a poor relationship with your wife, not having intimacy, just binge eating, binge watching, Netflix and things like that. Basically, that's all there is. Okay, so you get up, you go to work, you come back from work, you pick up the kids, whatever it is, and then you're too tired to do anything for you. And then the best thing that you can do is basically, if you're lucky, and your kids are at that age where they're going to follow you, try and get them, on the couch so they can watch something with you, or you try and do that with your wife and wait until the next day and start over and over and over. And basically, what your worth revolves around is how much you're able to keep up with, society and appearances and things, right? So, wow, that is not a very meaningful existence. However, we have been led to believe That's basically all there is. All right, you want to be better off, you just, like take like another, postgraduate course, and ask for a raise. And then with that comes, of course, now you have a better status. Now you have to, you cannot be driving, of course, a Ford or a Chevrolet. I mean, now you have to be, or a Japanese car, you have to buy a European car, right? So because at the end of the day, you're worth it. And then it goes back to, it's just the cycle. It keeps moving with you wherever, like after every effort that you make in order to get out of it, like some other variables are going to be added in. All right, so you need to be able to, now you're part of this, this society that expects for you to show off, what you have become. But in doing that, then you go back to the rat race. Now you go back to the financial stress, now at a different level. Okay, so now it's not, now it's not 5 digits, it's 6 digits. With the 6 digits income, now comes, of course, the luxuries that you can provide yourself and your family with that. And then that puts you back in the stress, and then puts you back in the like arguing with your wife, being touchy about your kid situation, your kids just playing video games all day and things like that. So if you think about it, it has become part of like an endless cycle where you basically commit for 10, 20, 30, 40 years of your life. At the end of the 40 years, you have basically nothing to show for. You have no health, you have no assets, you have no passive income, you have like astronomical stress levels, and you are, you potentially have some sort of chronic illness. You have type 2 diabetes, or you have, you've had a heart attack or something like that. So is that all there is? My question to you is that all there is? I mean, is there what we're told? So just get the flashy thing and get the, get the 4G, get the 5G, get the 6G, get the, the bigger phone, and the blah, blah, blah. And then you end up being, feeling like another way of you feeling like a neophyte. It's like, whoa, I am not even able to keep up with evolution, because what you think it's evolution is like you adapting to your environment. Your environment is changing at such pace that you think you're not able to keep up, and that adds to your poor self-worth. You're like, okay, so now I'm getting old. My income is not enough. My health is taking a hit because of my stress levels and things like that. Guys, it's time to take a minute. Slow down. Nothing's going to happen if you don't answer the next, if you don't answer the next notification on your phone or your next email for this weekend, or you don't connect on social media for the weekend. I use it a lot for marketing purposes. I'm not going to lie. It's a great tool. You saw my video from last week. So yes, it does serve a purpose. Now, when you are enslaved to that dopamine rush that you're getting from your latest TV series, or from your latest just electronic gadget, or the latest app or something like that, your life will go by faster without you being able to achieve much. Okay, so this one is for you. Remember that one that I made saying you are amazing? You are amazing. But you're only as amazing as you think you are. If you're a religious person or Catholic or Christian, that we were created the image and resemblance to God and things like that. Do you think this is all there is? Do you think that this is what God is like? I think it's not metaphorical. I mean, when the Bible says that there's much more to it than what you think, and it's not only a metaphor. It's we have the power to heal, to thrive, to attract, to become anything and everything we want. We have been mechanically and psychologically, we have been dented and just convinced that it's not true. Okay, that basically your health is something that you inherit from your parents, or your health or lack thereof from your parents, and then there's nothing you can do about it, and it's in your genes and things like that, that basically you're as good as the trait or the skill that you have. And sometimes if you see, like we were talking about that this week, how you see kids now 16, 17, 18, like 21 years old, already making ridiculous amounts of money just from doing social media or internet marketing and things like that. Insane amounts. Who told those people, those young people, that they had a cap, that they were meant to just get some sort of skills or a skill set that was only applicable for a specific company, that they would be capped on those skills, and they were not supposed to make 6, 7 digits so early in their life? No one, right? Even if they did, they are kids and they still think like kids, but they're approaching adulthood, and that's a reason why doing what they like, doing what they love, as much as I do understand the dangers of social media, but my point here is not social media, it's not YouTube, it's basically how these people have their conviction of, I am going to do this, this is what I like doing, and from doing what they like, well, guess what? You're actually attracting eyes to what you're doing, whatever that is, and that is also attractive to companies. All right, so I am in the boat where I can perfectly relate. I studied business administration, and after that business administration, I took a master's in finance, and after I took a master's in finance, I went to my first great job, and then from my first great job, I was called by the second great job, and I started ascending within the corporate ladder very, very quickly, until I migrated to Canada. I had to start over, and I'm I decided that was not for me anymore, and I decided to take a different path. All right, but then when I had to start later at the bottom, then I realized, what am I doing? Who am I pleasing? I already pleased everyone that I needed to please. All right, I pleased my parents, I pleased my, who was my partner at the time, and I had very little to show for it. And now I have, at least, if it's not the financial aspect of things, I do at least have the gratification of being able to help you and help other people by doing something that I absolutely look forward to doing every single day. That alone is big. And you do have the luxury of doing that as well. You do have the luxury. That alone will boost your confidence. You do what you know what? Use social networks, social media. Use them. Even people that know you firsthand, they're going to say what is this guy doing? What is this guy saying? I know that he is whatever, a clerk, or he's, it doesn't matter, man, or gal. It doesn't matter. You are entitled to start over and prove your high, absolutely limitless self-worth as many times as you want in this life. The one thing that you are not supposed to do is what if, okay? What if? Oh, you're going to be ridiculed by your same friends or the same family members or whatever because you're starting for the first, second, third, fourth, fifth time. So what? You don't know. If you haven't started so many times, you wouldn't know which one is going to be the hit, which one's going to make you everything you need to become, all right, in order for everyone to benefit from knowing you. And that is the bottom line. You're not here if you're religious once again, and you know that we were created to the resemblance of a higher being, whatever you want to call it, all right, then you owe it to yourself not to just, abide, not just to, get by the best you can, because it's not good enough. It's not good enough for you. It's not good enough for anyone. It's not good enough for your family, for your community. It's not good enough for society. But more importantly, it's not good enough for you, just because I know that you can do better. And the reason I am making this video is because, as I always tell my clients, when I have my first consultation with a client, the client tells me what he or she wants and what their specific goal is, I immediately have a vision. And I always tell them, the people that don't absolutely blow out of the water their goals when it comes to body transformation is because I have not been able, not because of my resources, not because of my expertise, not because of, my knowledge. It's because of the fact that I haven't been able to convey, to just let them understand or visualize that ultimate person that they can become. I have a vision immediately. When I am not very effective at picturing that, people can think that I'm bluffing, or I tell it to every client, where every specific client has a very specific outcome, and I can visualize it almost like a picture of what that person is, and that person is in you. But the only way that person can flourish, can come out, is if you believe it. If you don't believe it, you're wasting your money. I'm wasting my time. All right. So I don't want you to waste any more of my time or your money. So I want you to once and for all understand that anything that you want to become, you can. Okay. You don't need permission from anyone. All right. Thank you very much. I hope this video was, motivating, to say the least. My name is Alejandro Fleury, certified fitness and nutrition coach with Alto Fitness. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time.